Welcome, everyone, to the Great War. This is one of my favorite events in history to study, and now we have ourselves a full version of a game that allows us to play at least the Western Front of that war, and I'm super excited to dive into a full campaign of this game. And we are going to do what I love to do in games like this, and that is to try and change history. So in order to try and change history, that means we need to take on the role of the Central Powers. Germany, Austria-Hungary, mostly Germany though. So that's what we're going to do in this particular game. We are going to take on the role of the Central Powers campaign. It begins in December of 1914. So at this point, the war has already bogged down into trench warfare all the way from the ocean to the border with Switzerland. And so we've got a very unique situation that we're going to be dealing with. We could start in 1916 if we want to, but I want to start from the very beginning. I love being able to have control over all of the research and things of that nature. So difficulty goes from trainee to soldier, veteran, elite, recruit, trainee, veteran, or soldier, veteran, and elite. So I think we're going to go with soldier, was kind of in the middle there. That's 3 out of 5 stars. Experience the game at its intended default difficulty, the standard experience. So yeah, I've played very little of this game, mostly just the demo. I know it came out last week, but I was out of town all week, so I didn't get a chance to play. So we're going to dive into the campaign, probably going to make some mistakes along the way while we figure out how to work all of this. And what's unique about the German challenge here is that if I were taking on the role of the Allies, in some ways, I could just kind of sit back and let them come at me. But I don't know if I can do that as much with the Germans, but maybe I can. The Allies were on the offensive much more than the Germans were on the Western Front for a good bit of the war. So I think my strategy is going to be to try and let him come at me and just inflict a lot of casualties, bleed him white, which is the way that Erich von Falkenhayn described it as a German commander-in-chief on the Western Front. I don't know if we'll be able to do that or not, and then counterattack when we're able to. So Germany is surrounded on all sides by powerful enemies. War was declared on Russia, but Germany pushed through Belgium to capture Paris in order to remove Russia's ally and keep the war to one front. This, however, triggered Britain's defensive alliance with Belgium. Unable to reach the sea to outflank Britain, Germany was forced to dig in. Talks about the Christmas truce. All right, so here's the front. Let's back up a little bit and show you what we're dealing with here. So there you have the Ypres salient in Belgium, which is going to be one of the bloodiest areas of the entire war. And we do very much want to push them out of Ypres if at all possible. But we're going to look for weak spots, right? We're going to look for places we can break through and exploit. And I don't know if Ypres is that place. And it goes all the way down here to Colmar, which will be very famous during World War II. That's the place where Audie Murphy is going to get the Medal of Honor. So we're going to have to reinforce where we want to try and attack, but also make sure we're strong enough in the areas where he's going to try and attack. And let's take a look at research. I feel like what I want are things that are going to allow me initially to inflict a lot of casualties while keeping my casualties to a minimum. And then as the war progresses, we look for opportunities to exploit breakthroughs. So I'm not worried about things like gas quite yet. First real poison gas attack on the Western Front's April 1915 in Ypres. I don't think we're going to be doing gas attacks that quickly. Logistics, no. I'm feeling like trench engineering might be where I start, especially advanced machine gun training. I like the idea of being able to do that. Wire defenses, of course, would be very helpful to be able to purchase barbed wire in field commander battles. That might be a good way to go. We've got one more point. We're going to do advanced machine gun training. So that's what we're going to start with, are things that are going to help us throw back the enemy. Okay, we've got an event here. An army is only as strong as the will of its men. Defeat enough of them, and not only do their replacements hesitate on the battlefield, but their potential replacements hesitate to sign up. So if we can defeat 10 French infantry companies in the next 5 turns, we can get an extra 400 in gold reserves. I'm going to remove myself from the screen here so you can see in the bottom left what we're talking about with reserves and supplies and things like that. So down here on the bottom left, we can see we've got 8,000 in gold reserves, which is used to purchase military units, region structures, missions, or other global items. You gain more gold reserves at the start of your turn. Global supply is used for all in-battle purchases. Each region can draw from this bank per battle by using the supply pipeline with the amount limited to what its supply depot can hold. So if we have places where we want to really be able to fight, we've got to increase the supply depot in those spots. So places like Ypres, if we're going to want to really focus there, we're going to need to do that. But I really would like to try and focus in places where he seems weaker. Like, I'd love to be able to surround Verdun before I go after it and really choke off their supplies if possible. So Saint-Menehould seems like a good place to attack. He's got a limited number of men and only 2 stars, which means we only have to defeat him here twice in order to be able to take that territory. So that's probably a place that we're going to focus early on. So Stenay here, I think that's a place I'm going to want to be able to increase my supply if possible. Let's look and see what we've got as far as reserves go. We've got reserves over here. Elite Infantry Corps, Conscript Infantry Corps, and we've also got kind of a mix of some things. So I'm gonna send some of those reinforcements over here to Stenay so we can get ready to launch an attack from that spot. That's one of the places I definitely want to build up. I don't want to leave myself too thin anywhere, though. So I think we'll move a few to Metz. And then I want to look at the purchase menu and see what's available to us here. Right now it looks like just national supply, so not a lot. I'm not going to attack anywhere yet. I want to let him throw his men at me, and then we'll counterattack once we've got some advantages. Okay. 1,000 in gold reserves. A new research point has been added. I think we gain 1 research point per turn, at least for now. Eventually it can go higher than that. This reduces the cooldowns for all heavy artillery abilities by 20 seconds, but that costs 2 research points, and we don't have that right now. Fighter planes we can unlock. I'm not too concerned about that yet. This reduces the purchase cost of barbed wire sections by 3 supply. That's huge. I think I'll do that. I really want to focus on the defensive for now if I can. It doesn't look like there's any kind of men we can buy. Germany warns the Americans. All right, yeah, let's not get them involved. All right, reduce enemy national will by 20. That's going to happen by winning battles. So if he doesn't attack me, we may be forced to actually go on the offensive. But I'm going to wait at least 1 more turn before I launch any kind of an attack. I want to get supply depots, but we need to research storage tent before we can do that. So we're going to have to spend our next point on storage tent. I guess I should have worried about that a little sooner. Let's go ahead and end the turn, see if he attacks me anywhere. He is going to attack us. He's going to attack us here from Châtillon-sur-Marne. Chateau-Thierry right here, by the way, is about, if you're an American, where Belleau Wood is in that area there. So he's going to attack us here. We've got 8 corps in the region for the Allies. Not a lot in the way of supply that I can draw from. Only 300 here. Their auto-resolve is looking at a great loss, so we may have a difficult time fighting off the enemy here. Okay, so remember we have this objective of defeating 10 French infantry companies over 5 turns, so the closer we can get to that objective right away, the better. We've got a few trenches, but not much. Now, any trenches we build will remain for future battles on this site, so it is a good investment, but at the same time it costs supply, and we've only got 225 to begin with, and we're going to be pretty overwhelmed. So this is going to get tricky, and upgrading our trenches costs 30, so we can't really even invest that much in upgrading the trenches a whole lot. This is going to be a difficult ask for my guys right off the bat. Do we even have trenches on the left side? We do not. So we have nothing at all to defend Y over here. So we'll throw up some trenches, but all of that's going to cost us supply. Although it only costs 2 supply for trenches, so it's not a huge deal to do that. I'm going to rotate this one this way a little bit. And then do the same over here on this side. Now I think we'll go like this. Alright, that's probably about all we're going to do as far as that goes. I'd really like to get some artillery if we've got any. Support structures, we do have some artillery, but boy, it's going to cost us. And the machine gun nests are likely to get taken out pretty quickly. So, unfortunately, we're not going to have too many of those either. Man, supply is definitely something I should have invested in right away, because I'm paying for it now. The lack of supply that we're going to have here. Barbed wire, same deal. Just, you know, something I invested in was getting the barbed wire, but I didn't really plan for the fact that we were going to need supplies to be able to be put through here. So it costs 5 to place each one of these companies, which means I'm going to very quickly run out of supply all the way along here. I'm not even going to be able to place all 30 of our companies on the line. This may be a pretty quick loss for us. Alright, that's only about half of what I could place on the battlefield so far. I'm going to try to throw a couple of units in the back here to help out. I think that's all we're going to be able to do. This is going to be rough. If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There was so much incredible poetry and writing that came out from even just the average soldiers during the war. It's really some beautiful stuff. All right, so now we wait for the attack, and I didn't have enough supply to be able to throw up a balloon to be able to observe where the attack's coming in at. Okay, here he comes. Looks like we've got Belgian and French soldiers, and thankfully he attacked right where I have barbed wire and a machine gun, but he's going to lead with his artillery, which I have no artillery in this battle. I just didn't have the supply for it. We do have some reserves here that we'll definitely make use of. The artillery's got us suppressed at the moment, so we're really not able to fire on him. Alright, we got to start defeating some of these companies now. He's into the front line trenches. The barbed wire didn't slow him down all that much. Alright, I'm going to start throwing reinforcements this direction, because we're going to need them. I know our supply is severely depleted. Now he's hitting our machine gun nest with artillery. Okay, we've defeated 3 infantry companies so far. So the good news is that even if we lose this battle, which we're almost certain to do, we'll be well on our way to that objective. Alright, I'm going to throw reinforcements up this direction. I doubt we're going to defeat him, but we might be able to throw off this first wave and reoccupy these trenches. Yeah, we'll definitely throw off the first wave, so that's good news. Reinforcements are on their way. Of course, we don't have any kind of communication trenches or anything like that to be able to connect the trenches so that people can stay safe. Oh boy, he's already hitting us with artillery here, which means this is going to get ugly. He's got the second wave coming in before I could even reoccupy the trenches. Yeah, we're definitely going to lose this battle. The main thing is, can we inflict some damage? And you see how quickly these companies are getting wiped out. We've already defeated 8 of the 10 French infantry companies we need to defeat, though. so I can at least achieve this objective. Got to get more supply. That's the main thing here. Alright, he's going to start taking Objective X now. We do have guys over here that can keep firing at him from the trenches. Maybe inflict some more casualties. We defeat this company right here, we'll have our objective, at least. I don't want to keep throwing men at them, though. There we go, we completed that objective. I can only bring in 4 more companies and then we'll be done. So I'm honestly just pretty content to not throw any more reinforcements at the moment. Because he's going to send another wave down here, I'm sure. Oh, maybe he won't. At the very least, we could inflict some more casualties on him. Make him fight a little harder for this. He does have men in this trench right here. So let's speed things up a little bit. Yep, completely out of supply now. Oh boy, here comes another wave. Darn it. Alright, they're going to defeat these guys before they even get to the trench. Alright, that's that. Let's see if we can request a ceasefire. I'm trying to remember how to do that. Well, we don't want to surrender. Okay, allies have requested a ceasefire now that they've taken both the objectives. We will accept that. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this ended up, but it was not pretty, that's for sure. We're going to see the overall casualties that were actually inflicted in the battle on both sides, and then how many points we get from medals and different things like that. So it's going to cost us 769 to replace the losses. So we lost 5,700 infantry. We inflicted slightly more casualties than that. That's not ideal. We need to be inflicting far more casualties when he attacks than what we lose. But it's only a minor loss, so it could have been worse, I suppose. We've got to get the supply issue dealt with immediately. All right, he's hitting Ritha with Chateau-Thierry now. So we held out and didn't lose a star yet, but I think we're going to lose one here. We're going to have to fight under the exact same conditions that we fought before, with the exact limit of supply. So this is going to be tough. All right, this time we're going to place some heavy artillery, at least a little bit. That's going to help us some. It leaves us 135 points again, so we still have the issue of just not having much in the way of manpower that we can count on to help us in all of this. So I'm going to try to be selective with where I place what little manpower I have. Once we know which way he's attacking, we're probably just going to have to pull everybody out of the trenches and go toward that side. I don't like having this little bit of trenches out front like that, but that's just what I've got, unfortunately. Alright, I think that's what we're going to have to go with for now. We'll throw at least, well, you know what, if we see him coming in the middle, we can send reinforcements there as soon as possible. But at least I've got some heavy artillery available to me now. Okay, here he comes. Let's get our own artillery fire in here. I'm going to pause for a second so I can call in a precision barrage. I'm going to call it in right here where they're marching through. Alright, now we're going to start calling in reinforcements. I know our supply is severely depleted. And now we've got to wait for the cooldown on the artillery, unfortunately. Come on, come on, come on. This is where I wish I had two. Yeah, they're already overrunning our trenches. These guys got caught out in the open. There's really no sense in even sending men. Oh, geez, no. Alright, we're going to at least try to inflict what casualties we can here. I may be better off just to withdraw here until we can get our supply issues dealt with. I'm not going to send any more reinforcements into this mess, though. It's just not worth it. I'll send these guys over into this trench so they can at least face the enemy. Come on, come on, come on, artillery. Now he's going to start throwing artillery on these guys. So note to self, when starting a new campaign, make sure you deal with supply first so you've got adequate defenses against the enemy. I'm going to fire right on this trench up here. Alright, that's about all we're going to be able to do here. I think we're going to go ahead and surrender at this point. See, this way we keep our casualties to a minimum. We only lost 1,500 infantry. In this case, we inflicted 2,400 casualties. It's a great loss is how it comes out, so it hurts us in terms of that national support, but I really just had no choice. Okay, new gold reserves, new research available. Let's get that storage tent. 100% need that. That's going to unlock level 1 supply depots, which we are definitely going to have to build as quickly as possible. And the first place we're going to put one is going to be Rethel. It's going to increase the supply cap for the region to 400, which isn't much, but it's 100 more than I've got now. The regional supply, that value is refreshed in each battle. That's something, again, we're going to want to increase at some point. We're also going to have to send some more units over there. I'm going to send, oh no, we're not going to send all of that. I just want to send a little bit. Because I know he's going to hit that again. Send 2 more elite infantry corps over there to that spot. There's really not much else we can do with that at the moment. National supply, I don't think that's even really necessary because we've got a decent amount at the moment. There's no reason to really spend to increase that. I feel like, though, we're going to have to put some pressure on him somewhere at some point. But let's start building up our supply everywhere. Honestly, that's about what we need to do, I think. We can't do it everywhere. We don't have enough for that, but I want to at least do it in some key spots. Places where we only have limited stars in particular, because those are places he could break through quicker. He did not attack again. I'm really surprised by that. Spies everywhere, -5 to national will, but he did not attack Rethel again. We were able to restore that star, so that helps a lot. Now we've got some more research. What else can we do as far as supply goes? No, I don't think that's what we need. Wartime donations. Each turn now grants 1,200 gold reserve. That might be nice. I'd like to get Supply Depot 2, but we're going to have to save up. So I think we're going to save up to get Supply Depot 2. That would be huge right now. But let's continue adding supply depots where we don't already have them. We'll do a few each turn, I think. kind of go from there. But like I said, I'm still kind of content, at least for now, to not launch any attacks on the enemy until we can build up our supplies and really overwhelm them. Let's see what our unread events are. Women for Peace, +10 to National Will. That's good. National Will is pretty dang close for now. As long as we keep it that way, we'll be all right. All right, he's going to attack me, this time at Longuyon from Verdun. So he's hit me in a different spot this time, and I do not have the upgraded supply there yet. So once again, we are dealing with a very difficult situation to try and hold off. Okay, so the good news is that we don't have a lot of area to defend here because he's got most of the map already. That actually makes my job a little bit easier. But I think the main thing is going to be holding off those initial waves. We do have 2 lines of trenches here, which I think is also going to help. So we're going to not worry about things like artillery this time. We're just going to load in as many men as we can in as many places as we can and make him pay to take it. I think we can fill every one of these trenches because we have a nice small area to defend. Okay, here he comes, and he's coming from the middle. Looks like he's actually going to go at both sets of trenches, but primarily on the right is where he's going to hit us. And we're pretty heavily suppressed by his artillery, which is a problem because that allowed him to get right up to the trenches without us being able to fire on him. He's already taken the lead trenches. He's going to take these ones too. Darn it. Okay. Oh, he's sending guys right down the middle. Mix of British and French. Which means I'm not going to be able to reinforce, I don't think. Jeez. They like instantly wiped out both of those companies. Ah, this is not a good start. I really felt like this was going to be a stronger position for me than this. But I had that weak spot there in the middle where I didn't have any entrenchments. And the artillery's killing me. Literally. Alright, is there anybody in that middle there? Because if not, I might try again to reinforce over here, if I can. It's not going to let me, is it? Alright, so here's what we need to do. We need to... Oh, he's firing artillery. I shouldn't have got out of there. We're all suppressed. Alright, I'm going to go after these guys. He's really overrunning my right now. But we dealt with the left at least. Alright, we're going to take on these French in the trench right here. See if we can maybe drive them off. Some serious fighting going on here. Alright, we caused the British infantry that were there to surrender. Where are you guys going? Get back in that trench. We lost our headquarters? Oh yeah, that is our headquarters right there. Darn it. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Here comes another wave. pulling back for? Elite French infantry surrendered. Well, at least we're inflicting some casualties on some stronger units this time around. We've got a decent amount of supply still. The problem is, I'm almost out of reinforcements. He's going to take that trench and then he's going to start sending these guys into the next one. Here comes the suppressive. Oh, he's got 2 different artillery pieces firing now. Or batteries, I guess they are. And another one. He must have at least... Oh my gosh. The rate at which he's able to do this. Ugh. Here he comes. I'm going to withdraw these companies because they're about to get overrun anyway. Now they're caught in the artillery. We're just getting overwhelmed. All right, another significant loss. That's a 1 star, so it could have been worse. He's going to come at us at Peronne now. This is over around the Somme battlefield area. This one's not quite as bad. We've got 700 available supply because we've got core supply plus max supply draw. This is a battle I think we can win. Okay, we've built in a tight defense. I decided not to cover the objective at Y. I figured I'd let him have that and let him come at me over here in a killing zone. We've got 2 machine gun nests here. We've got 2 more over on the right. I've got 2 batteries of heavy artillery available to me. And since I know he's capturing this and I can see some British infantry right there, I think we'll go ahead and hit him with the artillery. At least a little bit, even though we can't see him at the moment. And once we see him come into this field, that's when we'll use the other artillery. Here he comes. Alright, let's go ahead and get the other artillery going. We're going to fire it right at this field here. So it should be landing on him as he marches across. Machine gun's going to have some coverage there. He's going to start suppressing. Wow. A ton of suppression right there. He's got my trenches and my machine gun suppressed at the moment. Oh man, we need this artillery to get going again. There's a lot of British infantry coming across that field. Alright, machine gun's opening up, but he's going to get overrun really quickly. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Artillery's available. Let's hit him. How long till the other artillery's ready? Almost there. Now here comes his artillery. He's going to suppress that trench. Man, that is brutal artillery fire. Okay, let's hit him. I'm going to hit him right there. Right where he's attacking me. Try to even the odds a little bit. Okay, we've got a lot of reserves available. So let's go ahead and start bringing some in. Put a couple of them in the headquarters there. He's getting dangerously close to my artillery now. Alright, we're going to drop these guys into here. We're going to send one unit right there. I'm sure he's going to fire artillery on me, so I'm a little concerned about trying to get at these trenches. Okay, I think mine's available again. I'm gonna fire it right there as his reinforcements are coming across. Looks like he's starting to send some guys this way now too. Okay. Not quite ready yet. There we go. Hit him. Alright, doing a little better. Still not entirely convinced we're going to win this one. Especially since now he's starting to suppress our artillery. He's coming at my headquarters now. Alright, we're still hanging on, but we're just about out of reinforcements. So at this point, in order to hang on to my headquarters, I'm going to have to pull some units from the reserve on the right and send them over here, which means, of course, they're going to be exposed to artillery fire the minute they get out of the trench. But I just unfortunately don't have a choice. Ah, yep, they took my headquarters. And I really don't have anything I can do about it. Alright, let's see if we can do snap. Our artillery's all suppressed at the moment. Sending a company down into the trench. I think they're going to be able to drive these Brits out of there. My support's not going to make it, though. They're going to get caught out in the open by artillery. Well, some of them made it. I don't have enough supplies to launch anymore. Artillery barrages. Allies requested a ceasefire. I will absolutely accept that. We held our ground. They did not gain anything really on that one. I think now that we have the opportunity to see the difference that a couple hundred extra supplies makes all the difference in the world in defending. He still slightly won, but it was a stalemate, so -4 to both on national will. We inflicted more casualties than we took, but he still did some things there that we want to try and avoid in the future. Important decision to make here. Zeppelin bombers. Historically, the Zeppelins, these huge, what we call blimps, did fly across the channel and bomb cities in the UK. So we could spend the gold reserves and gain some national will, which would be helpful. But honestly, in early game, I could use that 2,000 in gold reserves, especially because we need the supplies. So we're going to spend our 2 points now to get a level 2 supply structure. And then we're going to start looking at key places to put these. Longuyon definitely a spot just because he has already attacked there. And there's a good chance he'll attack again. Eventually, though, we need him everywhere. Colmar, he attacked, and I just auto-resolved it because it was a really impossible situation to win. We have no reinforcements currently available to us here. I might send a corps from Metz to Colmar. That'll give us a little bit more available to us there. And then, of course, we have the upgrade option for supply depot. I'm going to upgrade it again. And I'm going to do the same thing here just because these are our most vulnerable points right now. And so they can use the supply the most. I'm going to send some reinforcements then from Stalemate to help defend that area a little better. I think we'll send some more there. Let's see what the unread event is. Poisoned air, gas. Minus 15 national will. Okay. We did reduce the enemy national will by 20. So we completed that. We got another 2,000 in gold reserves. Absolutely enormous for us right now to be able to keep upgrading those supply depots. I want to make sure every one of them's got at least level 1 now. Anywhere we don't have level 1, I'm going to upgrade that right now. As expected, he's coming at me from Verdun again, but this time we've got 1,200 in available supply. Supply makes all the difference. We win a few battles like this, then we go on the offensive. We counterattack. So this one, I feel like we can really build up our defenses and hold here. And we have to because we're down to 1 star. He wins this battle, he takes the territory. Okay, we're going to place some field artillery facing that direction so we can cover as much of that ground as possible. I'm going to put some more over here. I think I'm going to put them all the way in the corner facing this way. So again, we can cover as much of this ground as possible. I wish these trenches were a little further out, but you can see right there the enemy trenches. So we can see him right away. He's right up against us here. And last time we fought here, the issue was we had this area in the middle completely undefended. We will not make that same mistake again. So we're going to get our trenches going there. We're going to definitely want some machine guns, which of course he's going to have the opportunity to suppress with his artillery, but he doesn't have a lot of ground to cover here. So I feel like I need enough machine guns to where he can't suppress all of them, and that some of them are still going to be able to fire. We're going to cover that ground that way there, and we'll cover that. We've still got almost 600. I'm thinking I might place a 3rd field artillery battery. These machine gun nests. There we go. Get right there. Now, we have the option of conscript infantry, which only cost 1 supply. And it might not be a bad idea to throw them in some key locations. But I think we're going to go with the good ones, at least to start on the front lines, even though they're going to be under a lot of suppression from artillery. But we'll throw the good ones across the front. Gonna try to throw some barbed wire out there too, and I might try to put it a little further away from the front lines so that it's not gonna be hit by that artillery right off the bat. If I can throw it up here somewhere, that's what I want to do. Let's see if that's a possibility. It costs 7. Yeah, we can put it right there. Maybe slow him down a little bit. So here's the good news. Because we can already see his trenches, that means we can immediately start firing on him. These artilleries, these guns are in different locations, aimed at different places, so we've got to be a little selective with that. Certain ones can't fire in certain directions. We've got a ton of supply available to us, though. So we should be able to keep up a pretty hot fire on these guys for a while. British and French troops here. Hopefully I can fire on his trenches now, and then when he starts attacking, by then our artillery will be ready to go again to start hitting them when they're out in the open. Okay, here he comes. We're going to start firing right away. Our machine gun's already opening up on them. They've got barbed wire to get through. This is the difference supply makes when you can build a well-defended position and you can back it up with lots of artillery. It's a whole different ball game, and this is what I want to do. Is I want to start bleeding these guys white, weaken their national will before we start going on the offensive. All right, here come the French over here on this side. We do have a machine gun here too. It's going to be able to open up on them pretty quickly. But our artillery is used up for the moment. His artillery is going to suppress me on the right, but that's going to leave this machine gun available. We'll at least be able to weaken these guys some. Okay, where are we at on artillery? Not quite yet ready yet. He's going to start pouring into this side now. 2 machine guns opening up on him. Almost ready with the artillery. There we go. Perfect. Hit him. There we go. Suppress those guys. Okay, that artillery can't hit him from here, so that's the artillery I have covering the left side. Oh, didn't mean to actually choose that spot, but okay. Alright, let's hit him in the open over here. We are going to have to reinforce this right side. He's about to take out my machine gun. But not before we do some real damage to him. Now he's going to suppress us there. Let's go ahead and get some German infantry up into this position. They're going to come from the right side, so that's perfect. We're going to be able to stick them right in there. They're going to come right into that trench. Get into the trench, please. And then that's going to allow us to get fire on these guys. Perfect. Alright, so up here we can see kind of the progress of things and how much we've inflicted on him compared to what we've got available. So that's a good look for us right now, where we're at. He's actually trying to come at me into my rear trench here. Do I not have anybody in there? I guess I don't. Alright, we'll deal with them because they're pretty low on morale. So it's not going to take much to take them out. There we go. Okay, there's another wave coming. While I'm dealing with that, I should go deal with the next wave that's coming. We'll cover that area as best we can. We do have a hole in the line here that we'll have to deal with in a second. He's going to request a ceasefire sooner rather than later, I think. All right, while we have a gap in the line at the moment, let's go ahead and get some more infantry coming.
Wir sind eingetroffen und warten auf Befehle. Wir kommen wohl zu spät zur Party.
Before he starts hitting us with artillery again when they're in the open.
Warten auf Befehle. Bereit an der Linie.
I'm going to send these guys up to that front line position.
Bereit machen. Achtung!
These guys I'm going to drop in right here. All right, perfect. And we've actually got one open spot that I'm gonna send these guys down here and drop them into this trench for additional reinforcements. I don't think he's gonna come at me on the other side. He hasn't so far. But let's go ahead and use our artillery. At least cause some damage to him there. Okay, here comes another wave. I'm gonna try to catch them a little further back, because they're coming across right here. This is going to allow us to fire on him from way back here. Now he's going to start suppressing us, but he can't suppress these guys over here. He just doesn't have that much artillery. His artillery is still firing as his men drop into that trench. Still have a machine gun available to us over here. He's going to try to suppress that now. We've got a lot of French soldiers out in the open here. They're going to drop into the trenches, though. He's starting to overrun my right a little bit. Okay, let's send some reinforcements over here. We lost that machine gun nest. Drop into the trenches, boys. Drop into the trenches. Ah, now he's got me out in the open. I wish the reinforcements were coming from the rear, not from there. It was good at the beginning, but now it's a problem. He's going to grab my headquarters. Alright, so here's what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to start shifting some of these units over. But unfortunately, that means they're going to be out in the open. I don't think we can hit him with artillery this close. Maybe we can. We can at least hit that spot there. Added some short-range artillery. We need some trench mortars for that. Alright, get this artillery firing on these guys as quickly as possible. Starting to overwhelm us with numbers now. That's a problem. I wonder if the conscript infantry, that's going to come from a different spot. So we can send reinforcements from right here now.
Wir kommen wohl zu spät zur Party. Melde mich zum Dienst. Wir sind verloren. Das ist zu viel. Rückzug.
Oh, he's going to hit my artillery. That's not good. Okay, the enemy has taken my command trench. Oh boy, and he's going to start dropping artillery on that spot now. So, unfortunately, one of my units did not get away in time from that artillery. But he's dropping artillery on his own guys right now. Alright, I want to pause for a second or at least slow down. Okay, the artillery
Wir haben neue Befehle.
has subsided, so now we've got a chance to
Neue Befehle. Bereit an der Linie. Warten auf
jump in there. Try to retake some of these positions. Oh, that's elite French infantry that's in there. Okay, we've got artillery available again. Let's go ahead and start suppressing the Brits in this trench. Come on, drop into that trench, guys.
Wir sind verloren.
Okay, we're going to take out the elite French infantry.
Das ist zu viel.
Start trying to take the
Achtung.
headquarters back again. Let me pause for a second because now we still have 136 supplies, so that's good.
Getroffen und warten auf Befehle. Wir kommen wohl zu
Start
spät
sending
zum
some more
Ort.
reinforcements that way. There we go, perfect.
Mannschaften Feuerweite klar machen. Seid bereit, Jungs. Feuerweite.
Let's hit these Brits again in that trench. Alright, we're retaking our headquarters. Eventually we're going to have to go after... I can't believe these guns are still working at the moment.
Bereit für Feuerbefehle. Reichsfeuerweite.
I'm going to hit this trench over here now. As soon as the reinforcements start arriving over here, I think we'll go after this other trench.
Wir haben neue Befehle. Wir haben neue Befehle. Feuer frei! Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen! In Stellung gehen!
No, you guys stay there.
Bereit an der
Yeah,
Linie!
let's slow this down for a second. These guys
Warten auf Befehle.
are going to drop into this trench up here.
Bereit machen!
These guys drop into the headquarters.
Achtung!
Put them in this one here.
Auf der Feuerstufe bereit machen!
We'll start reoccupying this position. Oh, here comes artillery.
Ladet sie nach. Koordinaten
That's too
für
close.
Positionen
That one's not ready. But retaking our headquarters will be enormous for us. Down to 78 in supply, so let's be careful here. Alright, the French are going to come out at us, but he's got a heavy artillery barrage suppressing me so that I can't defend myself. We retook the headquarters, though. Now the barrage is up, and we'll fight.
Rettet euch!
Not a chance, my friend, not a chance.
Bereit für Feuerweite.
I don't know that he's got the manpower to hit me again. We just need to try and drive him out of these trenches now.
Seid bereit, Jungs. Feuerweite klar machen. Wir haben unsere Ziele.
Beautiful. All right, they have requested a ceasefire. I think that went really well for me, but let's see what the actual numbers look like. I'm curious to know what kind of damage we inflicted on our opponent that time around. I'm hoping it's pretty significant. We should definitely have inflicted far more than we took. Okay, 2,000 elite infantry, 7,300 basic infantry, at a loss of nearly 6,000 basic infantry, which is more than I really feel like I should have lost. Why did he get those points? Oh, I guess we both got the points for the captures of the command trench, which just means it offsets. We got some medals as well. That ends up a stalemate that's slightly in my direction. I think that's the first time I've done that. So that's good news. I think we're going to wrap it up right there, but let's go ahead and see what happens at the end of this turn. All right, there's the stalemate. National will change about the same on both sides, but no status change on Longuyon. He is going to attack us again at Arras, but again, we've got 700 available supply, which I think is going to be very helpful for us. But we're going to wait until next time for that. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and please hit that like button if you want to see more from this series so we can keep it going. Thanks for watching.